What up, YouTube? It's your boy GGJ Fly Guy back with the IDT 1/24th scale belt driven RC, the IDT BABE. Got it completed. I will tell you, it was a labor of love. There's some parts on this thing that I really don't like. There's some parts on it that I think are pretty brilliant as far as they're concerned. But it's together. As you notice, it doesn't have a body. I did order a body, but the supposed body that's supposed to fit this car actually doesn't fit. And even if I could get it to fit, I would have to leave the rear spoiler off because the rear body post would be right in this position where the spoiler is supposed to mount. So I have another body coming, a couple more bodies coming that I'm going to try, and then I've also found a couple of other 1/24 scale body manufacturers out there that I may be able to use. But for now, I'm going to wait on the two that I have coming. One's coming from Canada, the other one's coming from somewhere overseas. I'm not exactly sure. The one coming from Canada, I'm pretty sure it will fit the true 1/24 scale. The problem with those bodies are they didn't have anything that would really work for racing, that I felt would work for racing. And then also there's some concern about a rear spoiler for that downforce. But we'll see once it gets here and I get it painted up. But anyway, here is the car, less a body. I'll just go through some of the features real quick. I did use the GL Racing speed controller, Hobby Wing speed controller. I like this speed controller. Easy to set up. Few options for mounting. I do have it mounted on the servo holder, but there was an option for me to stand it up. I just wouldn't have had access to any of the controls on it if I did that. I could have mounted it back here, but these two slots are for an optional fan that this company makes to help cool the motor, which I may upgrade and get later on. Anyway, the motor here is that 9500 kV motor. Really nice. As I was testing it and adjusting the speed controller, just testing it out, it's got some pretty good power to it. This servo, although I purchased a atomic servo to use with this car, I wasn't able to because it didn't fit the servo mount. So I had to go back and purchase one of their servos. It's an okay servo. The issue right now is this arm is really not strong enough to hold the torque from this servo, so it flexes the whole body. But I think I may have a solution. There's just enough space under there where I can put some servo tape and help secure it to the chassis, which should keep it from flexing and also make the wheels turn better. Right now, they turn it turns good, but if you turn too far to one side, this wheel will come off the ground, and that's because this is flexing and moving and not stable enough. So I'm going to try that, and if not, they do make a carbon fiber one. Not sure that that's still going to be enough to hold that in place. I still may have to do the same thing. So I'm going to try the servo tape first and see if that works, and if it doesn't, then we'll go the other route. Another part that I didn't like is they ship with a plastic servo horn, and they do sell a aluminum servo horn, but geez, $13 for a micro or a mini servo horn is just ridiculous to me. So I'm gonna run this until it breaks or something happens, and then if I'm forced to buy the other, I will. But right now, I'm gonna use this one. I do like the aluminum parts. I do like the carbon fiber. This thing went together, even with the horrible instruction manual. It went together pretty well. None of the parts in the manual they give you part numbers, but like the different screw sizes, they don't give you any indication of which screw is which. You just have to look at the picture and kind of figure it out for yourself. So the instruction manual for putting together is really lacking. My deal is, if you get one of these, take your time with it. You'll know if it's a countersunk or a cap head screw, and then just kind of go from there. Other things, I do like the way the battery setup with the battery strap and all that. Unfortunately, my batteries have 3 different connectors, so I had to find a way to kind of keep them out of the way. I just use some regular masking, not masking tape, some regular clear tape, office tape that you would see, just to kind of tape it down. I can still see it and take it off when I need to charge the batteries. And actually, I left the balance plug open where if I needed to, I could do that. I also have an adapter for the actual battery plug that will allow me to use this to plug into my charger and charge. So that works for there. I can actually keep those or take them off if I wanted to, the other ones, but I'm going to leave them on for right now. I may use the batteries for something else later on, who knows. Carbon fiber chassis again, top plate. This steering setup, let's see if we can get in there and see the steering setup. It's one long rod, and then everything's connected to this this part right here. Turns pretty good. They do offer an upgraded dual link steering setup. We'll see. Maybe later on an upgrade, maybe not. This may be as far as I go with it, as far as upgrading this one. It's turned out not to be one of my favorites yet. I still have to get it on the track and see how it drives and see. But right now, quality-wise and build-wise, I'm really preferring the GLA and the BZ over this one. But still like this one better than I like the Kyoshos, and I'll go through that later on when I look at them all together. Anyway, keep this video from getting too long. That's what it looks like together. I like the look of it. Seems to drive okay. Still have to see with the body on it. Again, there were just some parts of it that I didn't like, especially centering around this servo and how it mounts and everything like that. The steering, that still remains to be seen once I get it on the track. It may surprise me, but we'll see. They really designed this thing around having to totally get parts from themselves because none of the other stuff actually really fits. I had to actually make a mount for the receiver, which I just used some open cell foam under it just to kind of cushion it from rough bounces and stuff like that. Other than that, she's together. We'll get a body painted up and get it on the track whenever it stops raining and stuff here in Texas, and see how she drives, along with the GLA and the BZ. I still have to get them on the track and test them out. One other note on this the GL Racing speed controller, and even the one for the BZ, you have to get the programming card. These things come with the drag brake set up already on. And this car doesn't need drag brake. And actually having the drag brake on makes it actually difficult to even drive. Just testing the steering, the car just switched stop as soon as you let off the throttle. I mean, just completely stop, almost like you slammed on the brakes. So I've turned that off, and I've done some other setup tuning on this and on the radio. So we'll get them on the track and see if there's further tuning needed, which I'm sure there'll probably be some fine tuning needed. But that's what we got. The IDT Babe, it's together. I do like the look of it, the red and carbon, the red aluminum parts in the carbon. It does look good. I'm just hoping it drives as well as it looks. That remains to be seen. Anyway, rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy GGJ Fly Guy. We're signing out.